Great thinker Rumi has said, a lover may hanker after this love or that love. A lover may hanker after this love or that love, but at the last he is drawn to the king of love. But at the last he is drawn to the king of love. However much we describe and explain love, however much we describe and explain love, when we fall in love, we are ashamed of our words. मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूं. When we fall in love, we are ashamed of our words. Explanation by the tongue makes most things clear. Explanation by the tongue makes most things clear, but love unexplained is better. But love unexplained is better. Today I am going to start a series where I am going to read books, and the first book is written by Gurdial Malik and written in 1931-32. He was a great person, great writer, and he has delivered lectures on Sufism in Shantiniketan, yes, West Bengal, the institute established by Rabindranath Tagore, and Gurdial Malik was the student of Rabindranath Tagore. You can imagine. And I have, with the grace of God, I have got this book. It was published in 1930s era, 33. But later on it was republished in 1960, 65, different publishers. Now I am going to read this book where he has explained about Sufism. And the lines I have read about Rumi were written in that book. The name of the book is Divine Dwellers in the Desert. Divine Dwellers in the Desert. And this particular book I love very much. It is a total explanation about the Sufism, and particularly in Sindh, Pakistan. He has written with the total dedication, and I would like to add one thing. Those my friends who are beginners of English definitely should listen this video. You can also convert it in audio. There are a number of softwares available. Okay, because if you want to learn a language, you should listen first. Yes, there are not lakhs but crores, millions, billions, trillions of videos on the internet, but the people from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Asian countries are not in a position, those who are learners are not in a position to understand their accent, whether it is Britishers or American. So I am going to speak with the Indian accent and very easily understandable way. So please listen it and also react whenever you feel I should change it, I should make it differently, you should point out that. But please listen this book seriously, because this is really a marvelous book, and you will enjoy and you will find out the meaning of love. This book has been written by Gurdial Malik, and he has delivered lectures in Shantiniketan, and later on, as those lectures were liked by number of students and his friends, that make him understand that lectures will vanish, but if his words will be in a book, they will survive, and it is truth. We are now going to share those words with the whole world. I am also very happy, though I have not taken any type of permission from anybody. I am just doing it for you. If somebody has some questions and anything, he or she is open. He should make it make any charges, and he or she can claim anything. But I am going to share with my friends because this is universal book, and everybody should listen it. Everybody should learn it, and those who are not in a position to buy the book, and those who are not in a position to get the book, I am here to assist you. Please listen it carefully. First is the book I am going to start. The first page of the book. What is Sufism? A very important question. Sufism. What is the spirit of the Sufi seeker in his search for the truth of life? It is that of love, of harmony, of wholeness. It brings God down from his heaven into the very center of a person's life. As Emerson said when speaking about the poems of Hafiz, love is a leveler, and Allah becomes a groom, and heaven a closet. I am repeating these lines. Love is a leveler, and Allah becomes a groom, and heaven a closet. And if there is any sin, it is to limit the Holy One of Israel. To limit the Holy One of Israel. Very important thing. A sin for which not only the Israelites were visited with vengeance, as we read in Psalm 78, but it is a sin for which all those who narrow down the circle of the being and becoming of God have been punished all through human history. Great. Why? For there is in man the spirit of non-conformity, which in its positive aspects means the yearning for the harmony with the all. I will repeat this. For there is in man the spirit of non-conformity, which in its positive aspects means the yearning for harmony with the all. It lies dormant for a long time because it is drugged with the dogmas and doctrines and with other similar opiates of various visions and versions of truth, and with other similar opiates of vicarious visions and versions of truth. Vicarious. But there comes a moment when it is roused. But there comes a moment when it is roused, when its titanic energy is released. About whom? Love. When its titanic energy is released, when man challenges the whole world and invites on his head the displeasure of gods and men, when he says, in the words of Rabindranath Tagore, I am only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. That is why it is so late, and I have been guilty of such omissions. Great. I will repeat also here. I am only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. That is why It is so late, and I have been guilty of such omissions. They come with their laws and their codes to bind me fast, but I evade them ever, for I am only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. Repeat, yes, it is late. They come with their laws and their codes to bind me fast, but I evade them ever, for I am only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. People blame me and call me heedless. I doubt not they are right in their blame. The market day is over and work is all done for the busy. Those who come to call me in vain have gone back in anger. I am only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. The market day is over and work is all done for the busy. Those who come to call me in vain have gone back in anger. I am only waiting for love to give myself up at last into his hands. And this spirit of non-conformity, or the mystical germ, as William James calls it, is a gift of God to man. This carelessness is a gift. Great Rabindranath Tagore has written, to smother it under such externals of religions, to smother it under such externals of the religion as follow in the wake of organized truth, is to insult the divine giver. Would like to repeat, to smother it under such externals of religion as follow in the wake of organized truth is to insult the divine giver. It was to protest against this that Satan, whom Shah Latif, the premier poet of Sindh, calls the greatest lover of God. Yes, great. Shah Latif has called Satan the greatest lover of God, walked out of heaven, for he said to God, who had issued an ordinance that the angels and archangels should bow before the newly created man, that the angels and archangels should bow before the newly created man. Sire, my love for you forbids this. Sire, my love for you forbids this. That is why Rabia could not love the Prophet, because she said that her love for God absorbed her so entirely that neither love nor hate for any other being remained in her heart. My God! Rabia, great Rabia has written, she said, I could not love the Prophet because her love for God absorbed her so entirely that neither love nor hate for any other being remained in her heart. Oh, great. Now, it is this spirit of non-conformity or of love which is the path and marrow of Sufis faith, of Sufism. Non-conformity or of love, the path of non-conformity or of love, which is the Sufis faith of Sufism, which term is used only for convenience sake, as Sufism is not an ism at all. Great. Sufi and ism. This is not a religion. Sufism is just for convenient. Otherwise, Sufi is itself anything, everything, all in all. Great. It is not then an offspring of Islam or the original gift of Persia to the world. It is not then an offspring of Islam or the original gift of Persia to the world. It has coexisted with man from long. Oh, oh, oh. It has coexisted with man. Adam, when he lived in the Garden of Eden, was an obedient servant of the deity. But he became a Sufi only when he tasted of the tree of knowledge of good and evil and was exiled from the paradise. Sufism is, in the words of Inayat Khan, the love of wisdom and the wisdom of love. Great. Inayat Khan said, the Sufism is the love of wisdom and the wisdom of love. Has not this spirit been at work down the corridors of centuries? Yes. The Rishi who sang in the Upanishads, Hindu scriptures, the Rishi who sang in the Upanishads, this world is permeated by God. The Buddha who said, the dew drops slips into the shining sea. Great. The Christ who declared his oneness with the Father, the prophet who bore witness to God as alone being worthy of worship, and the founder of Sikhism who proclaimed from housetops the same truth. All these men of God were Sufis in the real sense of term, for accordance with, for accordance to the Sufi, the face of the beautiful shines everywhere. The face of the beautiful shines everywhere. Great. Today, I think it is okay, but I am waiting for your reactions. Please give your response. If it is positive, good; negative, good, but please respond to this video.